My name is Oscar Soler. I teach at the Aber Suzuki Center. I teach violin and I have been teaching at the Aber Suzuki Center for 3 years. And over the 3 years I have seen many students come through my doors, the doors of my studio, both young children with their parents, through adults. And many want to give the gift of music to themselves or to their kids. And few realize how much work, effort, discipline, energy it takes to actually be able to make some wonderful music. I started working with a wonderful family that started taking violin lessons about 2 years ago. And at the very beginning, the lessons were wonderful. They were joyful, they were energetic, they were fun, they were very exploratory. And my student was having so much fun getting to know the instrument, seeing what the instrument does, and it was the honeymoon period. And at some point, the lessons started turning sour. The Suzuki method requires such strong commitment from the parents. The parents practice with their kids at home, and of course that means that the parents have such energetic one-on-one time with their kids every time they practice, and that brings lots of joys and lots of struggles and lots of challenges along the way. And in the lessons, some of that was shown. So the lessons became more and more difficult. One of the worst lessons that I remember with this particular family is actually usually the lessons would be 30 minutes and actually ending it about 10 minutes after the lesson started, because the child would throw temper tantrums and would not want to cooperate. And we had a very hard time figuring out exactly what it was that the child was feeling and why he would not want to really do this. And of course that brought a lot of frustration to the parents, a lot of disappointments. So we had two choices at the time. I got in touch with the mother, who was the practicing partner, and we had two choices. We could either quit violin lessons or try to figure out a way to really have this kid enjoy music the way it should be. And I do believe that as adults, our responsibility is to make an environment in which children can explore the possibilities, and our responsibility is to make it fun for them, to somehow figure out exactly what our kids need in order for them to really enjoy the activity. So that's exactly what we decided to do. I would spend, a long time. We spent a long time outside of the lessons in phone calls trying to figure out what we could do to see if the student would really enjoy lessons better. We started with small steps and things started improving. And I am very proud to say that to this day they're still enrolled in violin lessons, and the lessons are very different now. He comes in the door asking to play his favorite violin game, which is a shock. The fact that he's calling it violin game, that means so many things. That means that he has learned to enjoy music, he has learned to enjoy playing his violin, he has even learned to overcome some of the little struggles that come along the way, because learning to play an instrument is just not, it's not easy. And that's just a lesson for life. I think that in the future, he will encounter many little struggles or big struggles. And the fact that he has learned to overcome them and actually enjoy the process of really mastering a craft is really powerful. It also tells me that the parent has also learned to make things a lot more fun at home. A lot more game-like. So I do think that the time that they're spending together is much more joyful. And that's just exactly what we want, as Suzuki teachers, that the parents really learn to work with their kids. We're trying to nurture that relationship. So we actually teach the whole individual, and it just happens to be that through the study of music that we're able to do that and actually give the gift of music. And of course, it was not the two of them only that learned through the experience. I actually learned many things as well. I learned to work outside of the lesson to see if we can really make this work. And really, I saw the Suzuki philosophy in action, because it really told me that if we are committed to the idea of giving the gift of music, that we can overcome the struggles that come along the way, as long as we work in such a way that it meets the needs of the students and the person that is standing in front of us, hoping to learn to play a very intricate instrument.